Welcome to One Insight. My name is Rich Litvin. I grew up in London and I now live in LA. And this is a podcast for extraordinary top performers. You see, I've coached some of the most successful and talented people on the planet. I see what most people cannot see, and I dare to say what most people wouldn't dare to say. And what I know about success is that on the other side of it, it can actually be lonely. You can feel like more of an imposter the more successful you become. And when you're the most interesting person in the room, you're actually in the wrong room. I coach around insight. Life looks one way, something happens, the world looks different, and your entire world changes. It can happen in an instant. And this podcast is called One Insight because a single insight can change everything. You'll hear me talking to Shermain in a moment. And this was really fun because once we finished, I said pause and I told Laura, who does the editing, you can cut this here. And we started to chat and I realized, we need to keep this in. So you're going to hear that little gap of time when I say, let's pause and cut this out. But we dived even deeper. So this is a fun conversation about how do you build a business once it's becoming successful. What do you do next? And the temptation is to start to do all the things that you're not doing instead of doubling down on what's really working well. So that's where I push Shermain at the beginning. Look backwards, not forwards. What's working for you and how could you do more of that? And so we play around that area first of all. And then I push him. I literally ask him to track how many no's have you received in the last 12 months? And then work out what's your revenue been? How much money have you made in the last 12 months? Divide your revenue by the number of no's and you can tell how much money you get paid for every no you receive. Crazy, right? You made the example I gave for him, and I'll say it here so you hear it twice. If you made $72,000 last year and you got 72 no's, you've been paid $1,000 a no. If you got 36 no's and you made 72,000, you've been paid $2,000 a no. So you've got to play the game of collecting more no's. I enjoyed this conversation because I really did. Hi, Shermain. I'm looking forward to this conversation.
So am I.
Okay,
Thank
cool.
you. Yeah.
Well, if you're listening at home, if you listen carefully in the background, you might hear my new puppy, Luna, barking. I'm practicing crate training, and you told me you've got 2 dogs, so I'm in awe. I didn't realize how much work it is to train a little puppy.
Yes.
Where should we go today, Shermain? What would be really valuable to you?
Yeah, that's great. Great question, Rich. I was thinking about this all day. And the thing that's top of mind for me is, I'm growing my business, and as you know, I coach people one-on-one, and I have a group program that I started. It's called the Courage to Impact Campfire, and so I have my first cohort. They're in there now. Things are going great. I'm really excited because I've created this space where people can feel seen, they can feel connected, they can practice being courageous in this safe space, go out and do something courageous and come back and celebrate, whether they trip or fall or whether they really get it done, practicing that. And so building that muscle, because at the end of the day, most of my clients want more confidence. And so I love that this space I've created. And my challenge is growing my business and getting the word out and in a way that feels authentic to me and feels authentic, feels right. And I think that's probably my biggest challenge right now. Yeah.
Where do all your clients come from so far?
Yeah, it's a great question. Word of mouth. I would say, the people that are in my group program right now, 4 of the 5 came word of mouth. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Where'd the other one come from?
The other one was on LinkedIn. Basically reached out to me on LinkedIn, and then we connected and went through the Prosperous Coach approach. And
they reached out to LinkedIn just at random, or they'd seen articles that you'd written? Or?
They saw an article or a post. I don't remember which one it was, but they saw something that I did or something that I said and reached out. Mm-hmm.
That's great. So what the evidence is so far that about 80% of your clients come from word of mouth, 20% come from you being out there in the world.
Yep.
Yeah. So you know, double down on both. The 80% come from word of mouth, which is the platinum standard of business, and that's the prosperous coach approach: connect, invite, create, propose.
Yeah.
Connect with more people, and let's have a look at how do you connect to people? Where are these connections happening for you?
Yeah. So it's all kinds of places. So I'm part of a networking group here in Phoenix where I live. So I'm talking to people there. I'm involved in your community. I'm in different Facebook groups. I'm in all these different places, sharing my expertise. And someone sees it or hears it and moves towards me or refers someone to me, and that's how I've been showing up and how I've been getting my business as of now. Yeah.
So what I hear is you're out in the world, you're connecting with people, online, offline, doesn't matter. You
Yep.
connect with people, you create value for them in different ways, starting a conversation, sharing some advice. And as you do that, some of them say, tell me more. And you end up, I'm imagining, in a coaching conversation,
Yep.
prosperous coach approach, you said, and some of them become clients.
Yep. Exactly. Exactly.
Cool. Do
Yeah.
more of that.
It sounds so simple. And as I was explaining this to you, I'm like, I know what he's going to say, and I know the answer. And so, yeah.
I went to a talk a few years ago by one of a YouTube influencer, millions of followers on his YouTube channel. And he told us all about these complex algorithms and software you could buy, where you could strip the keywords from your top competitors and post them onto your channel somehow, and it would get all your competitors' audience would come to you, and everyone's writing all these notes. And I heard something I think most people didn't pay attention to. I heard him say, for the first 3 years, I had hardly any views, and I responded to every single comment.
Yeah. And I try to do that, and I can. That's easy to do. It's easy to respond to every single comment. It's easy to engage.
No, don't get caught in what I'm saying about every single comment. What I want to come up to the macro, not the micro. So I'm not talking about your YouTube channel. I'm talking about, be careful about watching what people are doing when they're further along than you. What would serve you right now? Because you can have a handful of clients, you can have a great group, and then it's tempting to say, okay, well, now it's time to write my book, build up my YouTube channel, and I doubled down on the prosperous coach approach for years. Steve Chandler and I filled our events for years, one conversation at a time. We didn't have a YouTube channel back then. We didn't have Steve had a blog. I didn't. So we would meet people and talk to them and serve them, and one person at a time for years. Then the irony of my book coming out is I got known and people started coming to me, and so things could shift.
Yep.
And so be cautious you don't start doing things that may not serve you right now, may take your eyes off the prize from where it will really create value. 80% of your clients come from relationships.
Yep.
How can you double down on that?
Yeah. Yeah. I think what comes to mind for me is doing exactly that. I can talk to people and say, hey, who do you know? Right? Who do you know? Here's this experience I've created. Mm-hmm. Who do you know that might be interested in this? And that's simple and that's fun and yeah.
Yeah. The two questions that will really serve you is, who do you know and how can I help?
Yeah. Yeah.
One of my mentors is a man named Steve Hardizan. You know Steve. He lives not far from you. Mm-hmm. Years ago, Steve, I went to a coaching session with him, and he said, "Let's go for a drive." And we went for a drive, and we went to this. He took me into this gelateria, this Italian ice cream place, and it was great ice cream. But when we walked in, everyone went, "Oh my God, Steve! Hey, Steve!" And he said, "Let me tell you the story, Rich. I went to this store, which in a strip mall." Years ago, and I had the best ice cream I've ever tasted. And I said, "You guys, this is amazing ice cream. Why are you stuck in the corner of this little strip mall? How can I help?" And he served them. No money. It wasn't to get a paying client out of there. Just genuine service. How can I help? And they then, by the time I met them, they had 3 stores in 3 different places, and they were really thriving. Never got a penny, gave a penny to Steve. He just helped them. Who can I serve?
I love that reminder, because I think of, you and I were talking about money this month, and sometimes I think of that, where's the money going to come from to support things, and so I really look at how much time am I being of service versus doing the things that will build my business, and then I think, well, being of service is how you build your business, and so it's this I guess some of my stuff right around money and
Yeah,
around
look, we've got evidence
yeah.
right now. 80% of your clients come from word of mouth, having conversations, being in people's groups, helping them, having people be in your own groups. And then 20% come from you being out there in the world in different ways as a thought leader, sharing articles, sharing ideas, writing about stuff, making videos. So, block out 20% of your time to create more articles, ideas, IP, tools, etc., videos, and spend 80% of your time serving people.
I love it. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The thing about success is everybody wants to know what's the path for success in that direction. Is, you know what? Sometimes it's really valuable to turn around and mind where you've come from and see what's created success until now. How can I replicate that?
Yes. I love that. And I also think what comes to my mind is, how do I get there faster? Right? How do I get there quicker? And so I know that the path is to continue to do what I'm doing and to up level that and to see if I can do that more.
Well, I
but
can
is
help you do that, but looking backwards, not looking forwards. How do you do that? Bigger, better, faster? Well, serve more people, connect with more people, and create more value for those people and serve them more powerfully.
Mhm.
Ramp that up.
Yeah.
The 20% of your time you spend in thought leadership, articles, ideas, podcasts, etc., will amp up the value that you create for people.
Mm.
Make it even more powerful.
Yeah. Ooh, it feels edgy and it feels exciting.
Nice. I'll
Yeah.
give you one more distinction that I think is really powerful. It's the superhero effect. Stop trying to be a superhero and make your clients the superheroes.
Mm.
So what if your next podcast episode, you picked your favorite client and you said, can I interview you or coach you live, and shared their story? And then you do that again and again and again with your top client, with everyone in the courage, what do you call it? The
Courage to Impact
Courage
Campfire. Yep.
Campfire, yeah.
Yeah.
Everyone there, you say, I'm gonna interview. I want to make you famous. Put you on my podcast. I'm going to talk about you. Make them the superheroes.
Yeah. That's fun. I've started to do a little bit of that, but I can amp that up, and that's an easy win, and they'll say yes. That, who doesn't want to be put on the spotlight and served. So
Yeah,
yeah.
you're one of my superheroes. You've been in Project Kairos. You're the Kaleo Project.
Yep.
4PC.
Yep.
You're one of my superheroes. So I love connecting with you, and I love sharing about who you are and what you do.
Yeah. Thank you. Feels good.
Yeah.
Mm. Yeah.
Yeah. And I know what that means. There'll be somebody listening right now who's thinking, well, I want to be like that. How do I become one of Rich's superheroes? And well, we'll talk and we'll find out. But I stopped a few years ago looking for clients I can inspire, and I now look for clients who inspire me.
Mm.
You're one of them. That's why we're talking.
Mm. Thank you. Mm. Feel this huge in my heart. It's gratitude, grateful. So thank you. Mm.
Yeah. Yeah, my pleasure.
Mm.
Thanks. You do great stuff in the world.
Thank you. Mm. Whew. Um, let's see. Where do I want to go next?
Well, we're there.
Yeah, I think. Yeah.
I deliberately paused to see what happens.
Yeah.
We're there.
Yeah.
This is it. It doesn't mean we can't speak again. You're in 4PC. We'll speak anytime we like.
Yep.
But for this moment, we're here. Double down on what's working for you.
I will.
And if you want to try new stuff like a YouTube strategy or whatever, yeah, experiment. But do it in the 20% of time that you allot for it. And then I'd say in that 20% of your entire time, give 20% of time to experiment with new things you haven't done yet.
Love it.
Nice.
That feels good. Thank you.
Yeah, my pleasure. And what I notice in this moment is that my puppy has calmed down. And so what I'm practicing is this separation anxiety, as much for me as for her, but realizing if I can stay relaxed whilst she's in her crate, she settles down eventually, and then I can relax too. So I
Yeah.
have to feel that discomfort. It's just like coaching, I see, where if I'm willing to feel the discomfort but not worry about it, I can serve my client, even my puppy.
Yes. So true. Mm. Thank you.
Thanks, man. And Laura will edit it there.
Perfect. Thanks, Rich, man. That was what I needed to hear.
Yep.
Mm. And I can't get over how simple, how simple it is, serve more people. so, so, yeah.
Let me give you a distinction. And I think we might keep this in the recording because it's simple, but it's far easier to spend hours on the latest YouTube algorithm or making great videos for Instagram and memes for Facebook or whatever it is. It's tough to think, who am I going to serve today?
Yeah.
Let me call one person. It's simple, but it's not easy.
Yeah.
You've got to put some effort in there.
Yeah.
And it feels like I meet coaches all the time who say, I've been working really hard. There's a member of my community who spent an entire year. I said, how's the podcast going? I knew they've been working on a podcast. And they said to me, oh, it's going great. I've recorded 50 episodes. I said, oh, great. How's it going? You get many listeners? How's the feedback? And they said, oh, no, I haven't released it yet. And it's like, it doesn't happen. You do all this stuff over here, nothing happens in the world. You've got to put stuff out into the world, and that's scary. So most people don't do it.
Yeah.
Whether it's thought leadership or getting out there and connecting with one person.
Yeah.
So it might seem simple. It is. The whole premise of Prosper Coach is simple. Just connect to people and give them some value. But it's much harder for people than most people can't do it.
Yeah. Yeah. So true. So true. I have a process that I go through when I'm doing something. I speak to my clients about courage, and so obviously I have to be courageous in order to feel good about talking about courage and being courage, and I have to amp myself up and get myself in that space to before I make that telephone call or send that message, and yeah, I feel.
Well, I don't know what your distinctions are around courage, but for me, I'm fascinated by etymology, and the etymology of the word courage is the word cœur from the French and originally from the Latin. And do you know what that means?
Core means heart.
It does.
Yeah. Yeah.
So for me, courage is following your heart.
Yeah.
It's as simple as that. It doesn't make it easy again, but it's just like checking, what does my heart tell me? I need to connect with somebody. Who I want to connect with? I want to connect with that person. And all the noise gets really loud. And it's like, okay, thanks. That noise, you're the voice of every ancestor I've ever had who's trying to keep me safe. And I'm following my heart. And I know I'm safe anyway.
Yes, that is so true. And I always think of it as, also putting your heart on the line, because when I make that phone call or when I send that message, they could say no, and so then, and that feels really, really bad. And so, yes, it's that unknown piece as well. So, yeah.
Well, so we have to reframe no's for you. No is an acronym. It stands for next one.
Mm-hmm.
You've got to learn to embrace the no's. Actually, here's an assignment for you. Go back and track how many no's you've received in the last 12 months.
Okay.
And then find a number, how much money you've made. And that number of no's will tell you how much money you make. So you got 72 no's last year, and you made $72,000. That's $1,000 a no. Go and get more no's, you'll make more money.
Yeah.
Again, simple. Do the math.
Love it.
Simple, but not easy, because most people collapse after 2 no's in a row, maybe 3.
Yeah.
Byron Katie says you can have anything you want in life if you're willing to receive 1,000 no's.
Mm. Mm. You know what? This feels edgy. I'm going to take that on as a challenge, but it's the 1,000 no challenge. The 1,000 no challenge.
Can I give you a suggestion?
Oh, yes.
Make some money from it at the same time. Create a group called 1,000 no's. Have the group be the people who create the no's. So it's not any individual, although it might be, but as a group, we got to generate 1,000 no's.
Mm. I like that.
And have them pay you to be on the journey with you. You're
Love
in
it.
Let them know, like, hey, I'm playing alongside you.
Love it. That's exciting. That's fun. Mm. Mm. Yeah. 1,000 note challenge.
Nice.
Yes.
Thanks. Bye,
Thanks, Rich. Appreciate it.
For most of human history, it wasn't called coaching. It was called leadership. And it's what I love to do, to coach people, to lead people, and to mess with people's thinking. If you'd like more of this, or if you'd like to learn more about our community of extraordinary top performers, go to richlitvin.com/oneinsight.